All right, Kimbo coming at the nZambi. Yamazulu. King Fumo Kyakuisa, nZambi Moesa, nZambi Akubenisha, nZambi Munene. Kimbo Hallelujah Bayeti and Kosi, Zamian Bungu, Zamian Pungu Tulendo, Zamian Zola, Zamian Velela, Bayeti and Kosi. Uvuvamu Yala. Okay, I give all praises to Tata nZambi and Pungu, Akongo Yave, for the things he is doing. It's time for the big shocker. And I was anticipating it because when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I knew they were going to roll him out. But I hope that you wiki chila again kukwisi on bote. I'm going to expose some things today, including part of the mission that was given to me by Tata nZambi when he sent me down here in 1974 that I didn't quite understand it until now. Some things that people are. That's why I kind of laugh because when people say, "Oh, well, I caught you," or "You're a fraud," or "You're a liar," or "You're doing this and you're doing that," I'm taking people back to the said that the scripture that says, "What did you do to the least of him?" Because there's a reason why the Most High it talks about the crafty counsel against his hidden ones. Okay, what people don't understand, and as I get into the music, I'll start it off. Mona Kumbase, Imana. Zinga, Kimba Hallelujah Bayeti and Kosi, is we're supposed to be shifting back to Hosea chapter 2, like Toko and Kimbangu said, where everything was supposed to go back to how it started, to the pure way. And many people don't understand, and this is how I'm going to tell you who was a real Mayamona, or what they call a real Messiah follower, and who was an imposter. Because the whole purpose of why the Most High put me and people like me down here is to catch the thief. Okay. Kimbangu, he said that we're going to catch the thief with what he stole. The biggest deception is that the thieves were among his followers. And he already knew that. And Toko said the same thing. I know that the thief is among my followers. Okay. The same thing that was happening. And, I give the products due. I had an opportunity to peek at the video that I give the Toko issue credit for when they talk about the Judas effect. What many people are going to find out is your Judases are our elders. Okay. Now, the problem with that is you can catch yourself getting angry with a person for no reason when you don't understand the mission that was given to that person or what was supposed to happen. Okay. This is one of the reasons why when I learned about the name that when it says you should be hated for his name's sake, Christians are actually deceived in that regard because they're the ones who were killing us, who were actually the people that were hated. And I'm going to show you how Lucifer actually convinced the world that the Christians were the ones who were hated when they were the ones doing the hating. Okay, Islam was doing the same thing, and so was Judaism. Because everybody was practicing Judaism, whether they knew it or not. Okay, because condemnation, because for one, the Torah that these people go by is actually a fabrication. It's not actually real scriptures. The Most High don't see it, and so it's a fake Levitical law according to the heavens, because they are actually the Canaanites. They're the Hittites. Okay, so this is their way of getting back at the Most High for putting them at the bottom, the Anansi. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this whole concept, how they use when Esau was part of it. That's why the world's really two temples is either the Most High Jacob or it's Esau, because Esau's on one side, he's Lucifer. Okay, Yakubi, the real twin, is actually on the Most High side. And see, the problem is, and very few people know this, is that the followers of the truth are few and far between. Okay, and they are always hated. And I didn't understand that this is why so many people were not understanding that you were destroying the people who were hated because you were conditioned to hate a group of, you were conditioned to be against a group of people that you claim to be the biblical people when they were setting you up. And they know it. And they use their own people for it too. That's bad. It's really bad. When they're going to find out, I mean, many Jewish people, they don't even know what they're doing to them. I'm just laughing. I'm like, man, when Tata nZambi reveals it all, they're going to be crying. And they're going to say, what did you guys do to us? The Muslims are going to be crying. What did you do to us? The Christians are going to be crying. All the religions are going to be crying. And then those people who made assumptions about things, they're going to be crying. Because there's a reason why the devil wanted to eliminate people like me. Okay? And the point is, and the biggest lie the devil has ever told you is he's doing anything to you. It's not really him. It's actually Massa. Okay? When Masindisi said, you reject me, then Massa will judge you. That is correct. He also said, and they mixed it out, that Abana will continue to do what he was doing. Abraham, he can also pass judgment because he was the original church. Okay, the Most High will also listen to him. And I keep trying to tell people, man, don't always think that it's Lucifer doing anything to you. Because very well what could have happened is you could have offended one of the least of the Most High. Because the concept is whatever you teach them comes against you. So it's either going to, if you're helping them, that's why some people have received blessings unawares, because they did help the least of them, but they didn't know their identity. This is when the Bible talks about be careful because you're entertaining angels unaware. But where Lucifer deceived, the deception is the difference between the two angels. Okay? He made you think the ones with the halos were good and the ones with the crowns were bad. And then they put it right in the Bible, don't let anybody steal your crown. Okay? The real angels don't have real crowns. They have fake crowns. I mean, the fake angels, they have fake crowns. That's why they have a halo. Okay? So every single cartoon or any single drawing or anything you've seen with a halo angel, that was the ones masquerading. And they know that. Okay? So, and then of course there's a hierarchy in the kingdom of who has crowns and who doesn't. The thing that makes me laugh about what people are going to find out, the chosen are never guilty. They can be pardoned because of the fact that it talks about the wheat and the tares. Because the chosen people are the ones that are going to be fighting against the system. And I'll give the example. And this is going to really hurt my mom and my dad when they see the next phase. So many people don't understand that they punish their children for nothing. Because especially if they were the least of us, we were trying to send a message that the world was wrong. But no one was hearing us because you were too busy being drowned out by the people that were using mind control. Mind control was invented since the beginning of time. Okay? They actually showed you in the movies. Mind control was needed, and that's why when they broke it out in 1955, again, to its highest level, they had already been aware of the dangers that were facing those who did not want to go to their destruction. And that's why they talk about Groundhog Day. Every single Mason, Eastern Star, Knights of Malta, any and all secret societies, their oath is to destroy the least of the Most High. This is their whole purpose. Their job is to stop the Levites from being purified. Their job is to stop the kings of Judah from reigning. Their job is to make sure the Kintwadi does not happen, which is stupid because it already did. They couldn't stop it. Okay? The whole purpose of what I'm going to talk about that people don't get is who is the money and what is the money backed by is the chosen. This is the wheat and the tares. So when we look at 2 Thessalonians, when he says that he will let him until he can't, okay, that's meaning that the Most High is cutting off access to the wheat. That's what's going to collapse the world. Because without the wheat's contribution, you do not have a corporation of Lucifer. That people don't know that that's what this really is. Lucifer Incorporated is defunct. They're still trying to revive it, but they can't. You cannot revive something that does not have access to the wheat. This is how stupid this is. When the Most High said they tried every which way they could to stop it with the different deceptions that they put in front of people, but it's like once the wheat are cut off and they're marked and they're sealed, the world has to collapse. Because that's the lie of the wizard. Yes, you were the gold. Yes, people talk about the straw man, but the only straw man that mattered was the wheat. That's why the straw man was made out of wheat. Because the wheat farmer was Cain. Okay? He poisoned his wheat so that so it turned into weeds. This is the thorns and thistles. You cannot bear good fruit if you are thorns and thistles. Okay? And I'm going to explain what that really means. Thorns and thistles are those who are looking to destroy the wheat. And thorns and thistles are those that don't even recognize that you are actually damaging the creation and the garden, and you're not actually helping it. This is the concept. Now, there are those who act like, well, I'm trying to preserve the environment. I'm trying to do this. A lot of you are trying to preserve what was created by Lucifer. You don't even know that a lot of these creatures are not clean. There's unclean and clean creatures, and that was part of his delusion, is unclean creatures. You're trying to save an unclean creature, and then the clean creatures are getting demolished because they're mixing them up. I told people, most people haven't had a real chicken, I don't know, hundreds of years, 100 years or more. Most people, you have not had a real sheep. Okay, they know who the Yakubi sheep are. Okay, you have not had real cattle. Even the goats nowadays are actually not the same. Because what they wanted to make sure for those who understood the Levitical laws and how the Messiah did not break them, is you break the law, statutes, and commandment every day. Because they understood, you break one law, you break them all. And this is how they try to get the fact that they try to cheat with the wheat and the tares. Okay, so let me get the music started. Again, I don't own the rights to it. And this is the edification or education purposes only. So I'm going to show you now, and I'm going to let you hear it. I'm not going to actually show you the person. The problem is I don't like to show people talking on these things because it actually gives them power. So when I let her listen to the lady, if I want to share the link later, I will. But she's going to show you exactly why I told people the Most High said he did it already. And that's why you got to be careful with the fact that you're dealing with agents. Okay? Because a lot of people don't know what she's going to say actually happened in 1960s. Okay? That's the problem when they're saying that they said Trump is trying to take us back in time. Okay? But they don't understand is there's a reason why they're frustrated about it. Sorry, I got the wrong. I'm going to play that video in a minute, but it brought up the wrong thing. Sorry. Okay. All right. Kimbo, Tata, nZambi. I'm going to go to Matthew 25, but I'm going to go to the one that's really the where they kind of took some things out. They kind of give it much more clarity as to what we're going to talk about. All praises. Tino mavimpi na Tata nZambi, mona tino mavimpi. It says, okay, so I want you to be understanding that there was a reason why they modified this. Because if you notice that in the scripture, this says, and the king, and then this one says, and the prince. Okay? Why do you think there's a variation? Okay? Yes, he was crowned in glory. He didn't receive his crown as a king until he returned to the right hand of the Father. But in this time frame, he was really called the prince, which is what Hosanna means, Hosanna. Okay? And of course, the mockery, they put it in, I'll talk about, coming to America, that of course the country Tanzania is actually named after the Most High, nZambi, and also the whole creation is really nZambi's creation. But they want to call him Jupiter because Enlil's mocking him. Okay? So the deception is everybody that had to build the temple of the Most High, or anybody who has to build the temple of the Most High from Lucifer's standpoint, always wants payback. This is what they don't like. They don't like to be forced to do anything that is against what they don't like. Okay? So one of the things that he made very clear, and he says, so it says, this is where you're going to find out how they deceived everyone. But when the servant of humanity, which we call Tusadi, shall appear with his majesty, and all the Maliki Kongo with him, that's why he's called Makta's General Thade, because he is the general from the beginning. He is the head of the army, the Basoda of Zulu. He will be sitting upon the throne of his majesty. Okay? I have actually seen something similar to this. And this is how I'm going to tell you that I know what they're planning to do with the whole thing about the inheritance. It ain't going to work. I'm laughing because this is when the Most High is going to be like, I got you. Because people don't understand. Nobody that has taken an oath to any secret society at any point in time will receive the ability to receive the inheritance. No way. You cannot. So therefore, they cannot hand it out either. Okay? So the deception is they think that they'll still catch people. And I'm like, it's going to be funny because all this is going to make everything turn back on them. Because this is what they're setting people up for. They think they won, but they've already lost. And I'm like, this is how stupid this is, because the first of all, what collapses the bank of the Masons is the fact that they cannot use the chosen for collateral anymore. This is going to collapse everything with that. So you're going to lose your pension. You're going to lose everything you've ever made. You're going to lose your mortgages, your houses, anything that was done through a loan as the collateral of the chosen people is going to collapse. Okay? Because that's how Rome was actually making their money. Which I kind of, when I was listening to this lady, I'm like, this is kind of stupid, because when she said that Trump took the gold from the Pope, I'm laughing because I'm like, but the Masons of the Pope are the same damn thing. Okay? Well, whoever's telling them that they're not is stupid, because it's like, that's like Lucifer giving it over to Lucifer, because Trump is a pharaoh. All of these people are pharaohs. The whole world is pharaohs. Okay? The whole concept of independence and why it was such an issue is because you're actually rebelling against Lucifer. And the Christians think that they're rebelling against evil. It's like, no. Okay? Because the church was created to destroy the least of him. That was the whole purpose of why Rome created it. Okay? That's why they infiltrated the other teachings with the other people who were involved, and why the 7 churches got tainted is because that whole goal was this purpose right here. Okay? This whole thing about the separation of the sheep and the goats. Okay? And before him, that's why Akongo is the center. Akongo will always be the center. Anybody who doesn't understand that that's what we were hated for, his namesake was really Congo. Okay? They hate the Bakongo people for that very reason. Lucifer hates all Bakongo people because he knows that Abana and Saka Yakubi Isaile, they were Bukongo. Okay? What people don't understand is you keep hearing people saying Judah and Israel. There is no more Judah in Israel. It's one tribe. That's why he's like, I already did this. The two have come together. It's Ngo Kabir Kasimba. Kasimba, in Go, the leopard and the lion, but in Simba means the firstborn. Okay? So now, the reason why the world is deceived is the one who was not allowed to be the firstborn because his mother ran away from Tata nZambi. He is the one that's been tricking the whole world to worship him. This is why this whole thing about abortion is a joke. Okay? Because he's the one that was aborted. Okay? That's why they would get the word abort mission in the first place. Okay? Let's see. And before him will be gathered all the people, and will separate one from the other, just as the shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. So this is the process that they've been working on, is to determine who's a thief and who's not a thief. And the Most High uses people for this very purpose to determine how you're gonna treat the least of him. Okay? So what determines if you are a sheep versus a goat is whether or not you actually did right by the least of him, or you did wrong by the least of him. Okay? This is where the world's going to find out they're going to be crying. Because everybody, most everybody, was conditioned to abuse them. And when I say abuse them, it means you use them for their purpose, not the Most High's. Because the chosen people are normally the least, or the people that are most less likely to be chosen. That you said, why did you pick this guy? How did this person get chosen? Because the Messiah does not look for popularity. He never did. That's why he picked the people that he picked for a reason, is because they were the most hated. The fishermen were one of the most hated people in the Most High's kingdom. They were considered very low. Okay? So that's part of the reason why they were picked. Okay? The Most High does not go for popularity contests. So any pastor out here who's popular, they are themselves low. It's not a popularity contest. It never was. So people keep saying, oh yeah, I go to these places where I saw Joyce Myers, or I saw this, any one of these big mega pastors preaching, or you saw all of these other, big name pastors like Franklin, like Graham and everything. I said, the Most High is like, that's stupid, because I don't go for popularity. I never did. Okay. So this is why Massendicy was not popular. That's why he said, a prophet is not loved in his own town. Okay. No prophet is. Why do you think we sought asunder the prophets? Why do you think we were so stupid as to let the imposters come in there and mess things up? Because those who were trying to tell people things, we were unpopular. Everybody is. So when the Messiah talks about those who would be hated, he's talking about the people that are unpopular, that are not loved for what they want to do. Okay, for actually doing the Most High's work, you are hated among the people who don't want to love you. But then what you have to be careful of is that you're not the same with other people that are also hated among the people. I can tell you right now, as long as I was going according to what people felt was the truth, I was loved. The minute I started to say, wait a minute, hit the brakes. Now I know what I was talking about when I was a teenager was right. Yeah, that's when you become hated. Because nobody wants to know that they worship the devil. And they're not going to ever admit it. Now the Father's going to show you, yeah, you were worshiping the devil. And I'm going to show you. And Lucifer was masquerading in every form, even among Toko's followers and Kimbangu's followers. And he was masquerading among all the churches, all the Islamic people, all Judaism, all the governments, all the schools, all the sporting events. He was masquerading everywhere, because he did not just come looking like a thief. That's the problem. See, everybody was looking for the thief in the means of how they were taught the thief. When he's like, what is the whole purpose of a thief? Is to look inconspicuous. Is to look like you're not obvious. It's so you can't tell that the person's a thief. Okay, criminals are taught how to blend in if they're really good at it. You'll never suspect it. Why do you think police officers have to go through so much process of determining when they're doing infiltration in rings? Why do you think they have to go undercover? Okay, because they can speculate that someone is committing a crime, but they have to get the evidence. But if the person can blend in well enough to where they can't be touched, they don't have probable cause, as it's called, then they can't arrest the person. See, probable cause is most important for a police officer to even do anything. If there's no probable cause, there's no crime, even though the person's committing crime all the time. But see, the deception is everybody is guilty in the eyes of the Father that is harming his children, and that is going against the temple. And they know this. So there is really, it's like he has grounds to arrest everybody. And he will. And they said, well, one's going to, I said, no. He said there was a time and a time and a time. When the time is up, boom, now all the arrests will be made. Who's going to be arresting people? The Maleki Congo. No one can, those are the police officers that no one can touch. Okay, when the Most High starts to initiate his lockdown, okay, and many of us will start to understand this, no one can stop them from arresting people, no matter what. And dying doesn't actually, you don't get away from when you die. That makes it worse. You see these people, they commit suicide when they don't want to get arrested. Okay, it's like nobody who has committed the crimes against the Most High will be able to escape the judgment. Okay, so the concept is many people who think they're not guilty are 100% guilty. That is the concept that they did with Christianity. They made Christians think, oh, we got to continue to, we're not guilty when we receive this God that Rome created, which is what they actually did. Esau created this Messiah, okay? So when you receive him, you're always guilty because the sorcerer is the god of sin, okay? So then, like I was talking to this one sister, I said, when they keep saying, oh, we all fall short of the glory of the Father, and they keep saying, oh, I was a wretch. And I said, man, I said, you people are making money for the devil. Because the point is, and this is how it works, okay, the Messiah doesn't look for hypocrites. He never did. What he looks for are the people he knew were going to do the job for him that are not hypocrites. The problem is by creating a system where you make people hypocrites from the time that they're born, this is cheating. This is what the Most High said, it's cheating. Okay? This is the concept of why many people who they think they're going to get guilty charges against will be expunged. Because this is how they try to get the world to get rid of the least of them. Because the least of the Messiah is the inheritance. Okay? That's the deception. The inheritance are those that are not popular with the king, with the world. That they're hated. People turn against you. They would rather spit on you than hug you. They would rather say that you're brainwashed, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, you're a fool. You think you know what you're talking about, you don't know. Okay, these are the people that many people are going to find out. Why did we do that? Okay, because there was nobody named Matthew. There was nobody named John. There was nobody named Ezekiel. These are names that were put in there so you will call upon Anunnaki, who took the place of these people when the sorcerer started to manifest his power. And they did it even before when they tricked you with the stupid rabbit. Okay, so you're in the rabbit hole is where you don't want to be once this next phase goes down. Because, and it was funny because I had seen the movie finally. I forgot the part when he mentioned about 2025. And I saw somebody replay it and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Man, I wish I would have seen this movie in 88 because everything that they were saying I was already feeling, but I didn't know how to put it into words. When I was given the mission in the 90s, I didn't know what I was up against at that time because it's a massive wall of deception, huge wall. And for those who have already been workers who have been in the vineyard, he said, but I have been here before. We have all been workers in the vineyard. The problem is the workers, they try to destroy them. So the workers in the vineyard that come down to help actually tend to the wheat are always going to be under attack. Those who are But so they want you to cater to the tares. This is the deception. So they want the workers to tend to the tares and not to the wheat. Okay? This is why you have two different forms of knowledge. Okay? Because Lucifer's knowledge is both good and bad. That's what the tree of knowledge is. But it's going to stay bad because you cannot do both together. No peace. It has to be good knowledge. Okay? It has to be the knowledge that will now tend to the wheat. Okay? So what the world doesn't understand is you have been tricked into doing wheat tare knowledge, feeding it to the wheat. So then when these particular people showed up, and they knew we were, because that's why people talk about, oh yeah, the Vatican has a observatory, it's named Lucifer or whatever. Okay, because they're not seeing the stars the same way you are in this fabrication. They're looking for the workers. They're looking for the people to tend the wheat, and they're looking to see, this person's mission, the prophecies that they know about that they have covered up because they have the prophecies. Okay, that's why when Obama showed up, they said, "Hey, this is what we were waiting for. We got to stop this guy." So that's always the case. Anyone that's coming to do the Most High's work, you have to try to convince them not to do it. This is why they did mind wipes so many times, so that people would know you think that you're the ones being persecuted, but you're persecuting the ones who are really persecuted. Okay? So it says here, and he shall place the sheep on his right side and the goats on his left. So the goal of every secret society member is you all go to the left. You even see that was quoted in a song, and now I'm thinking about it, and one of the people that's being implicated with the case with Diddy, her song was to the left, everything is in the box to the left. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. Okay, that's why when you go marching, left, right, left, it's not right, left. Why is it not right, left? See, no one's catching on to that. They always start with your left foot, not with your right foot. Why? This is the reason. Because you're on the left and not the right. Okay? But then, people being left-handed was always a bad thing, and they used to try to stop it because it has a lot to do with what it's talking about in this scripture. They knew the devil's on the left side, the Most High's on the right side. But that's still a fabrication. It's still a mock. It's like there's a misinterpretation. Okay? Because they talk about it comes back to also when it says, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, which is really what the hidden hand is. Okay? So the hidden hand, the dirty side, like I told people, the same people who are causing all the problems are the same people acting like they're fixing it. But when they're causing all the problems, you're not supposed to see that. That's the hidden part. But then when you see them fixing, and that's what the Messiah was talking about, he said, do not sound a trumpet when you are helping. And see, they secretly cause people to keep doing this. You're always sounding a trumpet in churches. You're always sounding a trumpet in the mosque. You're always sounding a trumpet in the synagogues. And you're always sounding a trumpet everywhere. See, the whole thing about rewards, oh man, you're going to see that this was really bad when they keep handing out rewards to people. Because what you are being handed a reward for is to destroy the people who are the sheep. As long as you're doing that, you can do whatever you want. When you go against the people this is what was happening to us even in slavery. You were rewarded for destroying us. You were punished for helping us. This has always been the conditions. So anyone who helps the Akongo people remember who they are, you are punished. Anybody who keeps them from knowing who they are, you are rewarded. This is exactly what was going on with people like Dr. King and others. Okay. The problem is those who are also doing the rewarding and the punishing are playing both sides. So like when you talk about people, they say, oh, we want to unite Africa, but it's still under Amun-Ra. It's like, you don't get it. Everything that has to be unified has to be under Akongo and Tata. But these people are acting like they're with us when they're against us. Congo and Totala was not, that's why they keep hiding it. That's why I quit listening to these Knights Templars, because they destroyed Congo and Totala several times in different forms. Whenever there are the Babylonians from all the way back, okay? Because whenever we went into captivity, these groups were always connected. Their rituals have been passed down from Mesopotamia, okay, through the Canaanite deception. All of them are. And it even goes further back than that in the cities of Cain. Okay? The concept is they know their mission is to make sure the kingdom does not come back. Keep it away from us while making you think the opposite. That's why I told people you don't know what you're praying to. It's always the phallic God. But they're going to say we're wrong. But see, they have been used by the people that you're practicing Judaism. You're doing the Talmud as secret societies. It don't matter what you're in. The Moors, the Knights Templars, the Knights of Malta, Prince Hall Freemasons, Eastern Stars, fraternities, sororities, all of these things, you're always in Judaism. It doesn't matter. You're always in the Babylonian Talmud, okay? Because you cannot mix the pagan and non-pagan together. Those are the people that are hated. Those are the people that he's talking about, because when people say, oh, Jesus Christ is hated, here's how stupid people are. Catholics or the Church of Laodicea was destroying the other churches in the name of Jesus. And the other people were fighting back in the name of Jesus. Then you go to when the Catholics fought the Protestants. Before they put the letter J in there, the Protestants were saying, that's why the J came in, so that the Protestants would say Jesus. Jesus was the Catholic word. Nobody understands that's the real reason. And of course, the W was connected to that also. Now, we did have a W sound, but that's why it's called, but what they don't tell you is, when you say it in English, it's W. Is that how you write it? Do you write two U's together? No. So they did the Spanish, doble V. It's two V's. So when you go look on your writing, you put two V's together. Okay? That's why it was Yave. And it was also Yesve. Okay? People don't know that's where they got the Oive. But that did not come from us. Okay? People don't get it. It's a lot of deception that has been put out here, because now you're going to find out you did not take care of the least of the Messiah. Okay? All right. Then the prince, Kosana. Okay? If I go to actually how you say it, they're never going to do it the right way. You know, they do modifications. Okay? So the English to the Kikongo. Which is actually, this is why we're hated when they don't tell you that Kikongo is actually Hebrew. That's how you know. Okay? Whatever you can't speak or can't reveal, that's the hated part. Everybody else can do whatever they want except us. Why? Because we're hated. And that's the whole point. You need to remember that. And that means you're going to have a lot of imposters leading you down the wrong path. Let me tell you the real Mayamona versus anyone who's an imposter. The real Mayamona's job was to return the inheritance back to everyone that it was stolen from. This is why they didn't want Toko here. This is why they didn't want Kimbango here. Because what they were designed to do is expose the false bloodline. Okay? Any Mayamona who's not really doing that is still a thief. And the elders are the same way. So if you're not receiving back the inheritance that Tata nZambi had stolen, then these people are also a thief. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I know that the bank is controlled by the Knights Templar still to this day. That it's like going from the Pope bank to the Knights Templar bank, they're both thieves. So they're not, and that's why I told people, America doesn't exist. They already tore up the Constitution. Don't let them tell you nothing otherwise. The Masons already tore up their Constitution, and this, in Agenda 2025 is the New World Order, period. Because they're going to split, they know the world is going to be split between the tares and the wheat. Those who are under the tares will stay in the New World Order. Those who are under the wheat will become the Most High's kingdom. But this is how stupid this is because Lucifer will build the temple no matter what. Just like what happened with Solomon when he did the payback. Okay, no, the Solomon, this is what they're trying to lie about. They're saying the false temple will always be under the real temple. I mean, above the real temple. Okay, so what I'm saying is they're saying that our temple will always stay above the spiritual temple. And it's bullcrap. They can't, because it's time for the real temple. When he comes, he's going to put the fake temple down. Period. End of story. No questions asked. And they cannot change this. They keep trying to figure out ways to go around it. Okay, they can't to do whatever the magic show, the whole technology advancements we're going to do. We're going to pretend this. We're going to pretend that. The Most High is like, let them stay in their folly. Nothing's going to keep the real spiritual temple from dominating the fake one. That's why when Toko said where it was coming, they did the complete opposite. They put it, it went exactly where it wasn't supposed to go. Okay? Now, I know he talked about some things and stuff that this is the concept when they said, and the question was asked, well, then why are there two temples? That's the point. The only one temple is Masindisi, and that is you. Okay? If he's not there, then don't go walking into no church. Okay? You're going to be involved with sorcery. Period. If the temple of the Most High is not inside the person manifesting, and the Mwanda is helping you recognize this, you are in an imposter's house. Okay? Always. The thief that's stealing from the temple are the Knights Templars, are the secret societies, are these people. That's why they're sitting there fabricating so many things that they built. And the rewards that they're giving you are for pissing the Most High off while they're out there acting like they're not. I have seen these people doing this so many times. Okay? And then they want you to be the bad guy. Hold on. What's today? 1 second. Okay, Matondo. Salakia. That was for my teaching I have to do after this. All right. So now, when you put in the word prince, of course, in Kikongo, all right, Mfumu or Mana ya and Totila. See, Mana ya and Totila. This is where Congo de and Totila comes from. So in Totila literally means kingdom or prince. Okay. So when we say Congo de and Totila, it's the kingdom of the prince. Okay, that's what it really meant. It's the kingdom of the prince. So it's Congo, Manaya, and Totila. Okay, this is what they're missing. So now in Fumu or prince, Kosana, we had different ways to say it. And Fumu literally means prince or what we call Lord. See, no one had to teach us this. Lord is actually Baal. They know that. Okay, this is the play on words. All right. So now when you go to what he says, the Mfumu, or the Mwana di Ntotala, will say to them in his right saying, "Come, you Balaka of the Mfumu, take your inheritance, the sanctuary prepared for you from the beginning of creation." Bam. That's the way Lucifer has deceived the whole world. He made it to believe that everybody will get a shot at the inheritance in his delusion. So when you hear songs sung, you hear people talk about it, get your inheritance. How can you get inheritance as a fraud? This is the deception. He's not going to give frauds an inheritance. And what I mean is people who choose to use their gift to deceive, whether they know it or not, or people who choose to actually go against those that the Most High said are the least of me, okay? And I'm testing your heart to see, are you really for my people, or are you just here for yourself? And see, yes, they are being, many things and bad things are happening to us, and it's very sad, okay? And it's unbelievable. But the one scripture that they moved out of there that people don't know, they don't read it. He told the Abafundi, if they devour the sheep, they don't have to worry about the wolf. And Toko said the same thing. He repeated it. Mayamona Kimbangu said the same thing. If they devour us, we don't care. Everything is fine. So now you have people freaking out. Oh my God, okay? And the Most High is like, what are you talking about? They're already in good hands. The first death means nothing. Stop with the bull crap. It's the second death you have to worry about. Okay? But at the same time, the wolf does not win. The wolf has already lost. Okay? So yes, we do our best to help people that are suffering. We do our best to do what we can. And my job right here is to tell the wolf, you have already lost. So you can keep doing whatever you want. You haven't won anything. The wolf and the reptiles have lost. These false gods that they worship, they have already lost. Because once the Most High pulls the plug on their ability to use the inheritance, those who inherited as the collateral for their deception, everything collapses. Nothing is there. And that's when it says your money will not be able to save you. Nothing you own will help you. Because once I pull the plug on your ability to actually use the wheat for your personal gain, it's over. This is what 2 Thessalonians is really talking about. He has the Masons under a strong delusion. He has the Illuminati, the Anunnaki. All of these guys are under a strong delusion. They're convinced that they're going to win. They've already lost. Okay? What the world's going to find out is the split. This is what he's doing right now. The split is already started. Those who want to do the worst to my least, goodbye. That's why we try to tell people, you should have never let them do these things to us. Okay? And let them continue to lie to you because their doctrines are made up. They are not the Levitical priesthood at all. Okay? They are all made up priesthoods. And then on top of that, the scriptures were changed so that you would be the third temple without even realizing it. Everybody is in Judaism. That's why the one world religion has already been in existence, because that is the Babylonian Talmud, is Judaism, which is Nimrod. Okay? It's all of that. And the Quran and the Bible that they created are based off of that book. And they're lying to you. They have used the Most High scriptures. He would never tolerate most of the things that they say that they do would never been tolerated in his kingdom. No way. So to believe it, you're stupid to continue to believe this. Many of the things that they preach out of their books, the Most High would have killed these people for it. No way would he have allowed these things. He did that to us. He would have killed us. Okay? Because those are the type of things that are all the Most High hates of how his people were treated. Okay? That's why the world's getting punished with so much death right now. People are dying left and right because you trust the Judaism deception. Okay? And it's going to continue. And we try to tell people that, yo, you don't get it. The Christ that you follow is not the same one that was preached. Like Paul said, Saul, if you go with another Messiah that was not preached, he wasn't talking about now. He was talking about then, when Saul was knowing the sorcerer was playing his game. Paul is the sorcerer, pretending to be Saul. That's why Peter is Kepha, is the sorcerer. He took all of the identities of the disciples and the Messiah and made his own preaching, okay? And did sorcery, and then he paid people money to come watch him. That was the bribes, okay? So now you are always going to an admission ticket. An admission ticket is for a show, okay? What is the admission? What is the price of admission? Sometimes it's free, sometimes it costs you. But at the same time, that price of admission takes you down the wrong hole. Okay? That's why it's called admission. Admit. We're admitting you. You're always being what? Initiated. You don't get it. The Father has nothing to do with that type of stuff. Okay? So you're always going to a show. You're always going to an act. Sometimes it's accurate. Sometimes it's false. Okay? Sometimes it goes in their favor. Sometimes it doesn't. But the show must go on. It's always that way. The show must go on. No matter what happens, the show must go on. But guess what? Now the Father said the show ain't going on no more because I'm going to break up the show. Okay? Because now you're going to see the imposters took you down the wrong hole and you're going the wrong way and you abuse what you're supposed to be doing. All right? So then the prince will say to them, now he says, for I was hungry, but see now the part that's missing, and I know they missed it. They didn't tell you what he said about the people on the left. These are the people whose names are written down in the sand. You got to understand that. See, they did this all the time. They don't want you to know what happens to the people that actually don't. They want to just focus on what happens when you do. So they're giving you the good side. Oh yeah, you're doing a good job. No, you're not doing a good job for the Father, because when you're going to find out, it's like, wow, are you doing a good job? The least of my people are being destroyed. Okay, that's why they had to lie about their identity. So it's an identity theft. And so with the identity theft, now you pissing off the Father. They're making the Father angry. Why you think that you're making him feel good? It's like, no. Okay? So when you get there, what are you talking about? You didn't do anything for me. You messed up everything because you don't know what the heck you're doing out here. You're not trained. You were never trained to do it the right way. Nobody was in any church that's under anything that Rome created. No, the Protestant church was hijacked a long time ago. When we told them how it works, they still interfered. You think you're doing it right? You're going the complete opposite way. Okay? I was naked and you clothed me. I was ill and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. Now, this is the part where the Christians feel we're doing a good job. And I'm sitting there like, that's the part that they're tricking you with. Okay? Because here's the problem. They're making the people hungry on purpose. They're making people thirsty. They're making people a stranger. They're making people naked. And they're making people ill. And they're putting people in prison. And then they're telling you to go, oh, go see the stranger. Oh, go see the person that needs drink. No, they're causing the problem. This is the game the sorcerer was playing back when he was doing this crap. Okay? He was making people bad, and then you go visit. Okay, but he caused the problem. Okay? This is the delusion. This is what the Most High said, a strong delusion. You don't understand. These people are like this because they were made that way on purpose. So then they can look good. Okay? It's a lie. It's all fabrication. They're putting people in prison. They're making people naked. And then they come back and say, okay, now we're helping you. Y'all gonna find out how stupid you really are. And then, of course, the education they're giving to you will never build the kingdom of the Father. That's when the guy even said it. Oh, but, and then somebody tried to tell me, oh, but there would have stopped. I'm like, no, they run it. When you're going to see the whole story about McDonald's is a joke because Donald Trump is the owner of McDonald's. You're going to see how. Okay? You're going to see how Donald Trump is the owner of McDonald's. And old Kamala Harris is part of it too. They're laughing at you, man. So then when people were saying, oh, we have a problem at her rally, there was a demon standing. I said, no, that's her son of the spirit that's on her. She's laughing at you. I know who was behind me. This is your God. He came out to say hi. Okay? This is who you've been praying to since the beginning. The evil twin that looks like Masindisi, that looks like Isaiah Akongo, looks like Jesus. And the image that I gave you is Cain. They're going to be laughing at you because I told people both the real Messiah and the false Messiah were black. So then what she got you to do was devour the saints by naming saints of her own. She's up there telling you who's a saint and who isn't. No, while you were devouring the real saints, they were putting up imposters that were doing magic shows. You don't get it. Okay? Truly I declare unto you, whatever you have done to the least of my brothers, you have done to me. So now, what they did is they wanted you to crucify again in the flesh. And the way you did that is you abused the least of him. Okay? You did them dirty. You did them bad. You put them, and our own people are kind of responsible for this because our own people turned against the least of us too. Okay? And this is the reason why the world's going to be deceived to see you never did right by my people by teaching them how to go to the bad things. No, you cannot receive an inheritance for being a hypocrite. And what I mean by say being a hypocrite, a person who causes people to eat food that makes them do wicked things, which you were doing. So it's like, yeah, you're feeding the homeless, you're giving them clothes, but you're giving them clothes that's actually jacking them up and making them look bad. They don't look right to the Father because there's a certain way we dress. I mean, people say, oh, but the Bible says don't worry about how you dress. No, the Holy Spirit knows how to clothe us. That's the lie. The Holy Spirit going to tell you what clothes to put on us. That's what he was saying. You have everything's been misinterpreted because you were taught to be a lawbreaker, not a law keeper. All Christians were taught to be lawbreakers, not law keepers. Okay? All Muslims were taught to be lawbreakers, not law keepers. And Judaism is 100% lawbreakers and not law keepers. Masa, they tricked it. Lucifer made it to where Moses will judge you. Okay? But the reality is Lucifer can't do nothing unless you listen. And it doesn't matter what happens to you. That's why he said, don't fear the one that's going to kill the body. Fear the one that's going to kill the body and the soul. Okay? You want the second, you want the first death happens, but it doesn't matter. It's the second death that you got to worry about. Okay? Those people right now are the ones tricking the whole world that already have the second death. They know they have the second death. So don't listen to these people no more. Okay? They understood, and the father said, you cannot rig the game in your favor and think you're going to get the charges that you're looking for in the judgment. So many people that when it come time for the judgment seat, that's why I told people, be careful who you're saying is not getting into the kingdom and those who are not, who are. Because the point is, the Father knows who he sent and what their job was for. Okay? Many people don't even know their job was to become a stumbling block. They were already gone. They're already done. They've already messed up the whole thing. And now they're in hot water. Okay? Anyone that's teaching Yakubi to be a stumbling block to himself, meaning to encourage himself, because see, the Most High has a bank. He has his own money. He has wealth. He has everything. That's why when they did the mockery with John Amos and what's his name? James Mills, he said, when I say he has his own money, I mean the boy has his own money. Okay? This was a mockery of Akongo when he said, I don't want anybody to know who I am. Eddie Murphy at that point in time was mocking Mayamona. That's why his friend Semi, Arsenio Hall, is how we would say, away, Sammy. They know that Kikongo was our greeting with that. So he's showing you, hey, your Messiah is here. That's how the coming to America was about Toko. It was. The sad part about it is Morgan Freeman, he put on the white suit in Bruce Almighty. The sad part about it is, like I told people, this is all Judas, because you're coding certain things, but it's like, wow, but you're taking us down the rabbit hole. And see, the one thing that I liked about at the end that you didn't catch when he was the homeless man, and he was like, you don't know, you just walk past the least of me. Okay? But many Christians, that's why they say, I better go help people because they might be the least of the Father. But here's the issue. Who is the least of the Messiah is the deception. Because there are many people who have abandoned the people who are the least. And if they did wrong by the least, and you're living in a system that's their way it operates to create damage of the least. The whole world is engineered like this. So you're shooting down the least of him. You're throwing the least of him in prison. You're causing the least of him to get addicted to all kind of things like porn, drug, and alcohol and all these things. You're causing the least of him, and then you're going to come and fix him. No. You don't get credit for cause and effect. This is the thing that people are going to find out. It's like, no, you're working for the people that caused this. You're supposed to go against them. Okay? So now, and this is the deception. So now you're sounding a trumpet. See, I helped this person. Oh, see, I helped this person. You don't know you're sounding a trumpet. That's why I said everything you do for the least of the Most High is done in secret. Then the Most High will reward you. But see, this is the problem. When they gave you an identity crisis, you don't know who you're supposed to be helping. So you're walking by the people you're going to help, and you're not helping the people that you should be helping, and then you're helping the people that technically can't get you anywhere. And they know it. They laugh because they created this problem. They know what they did. Okay? I sat there and listened to what the mayor said. I'm like, bullcrap. Nobody's going to put themselves out of a job. Nobody. If they are making good money and making good income, ain't nobody putting themselves out of a job. And the Most High said, with me, you're never out of a job. This is the lie. No one's ever out of a job with the Most High, ever. Okay? This is how you've been bamboozled. You don't have to go find anything. He's going to give it to you. You don't have to go put a job posting and put your resume out there and, oh, I'm the best person. The Most High picks you already. That's called drafting. Just like what they do in the NFL. Those are the same thing they do with your resume, and the same thing they do with your thing is no different than what's going on in the sports. Draft picks. Okay? It's the same concept. We're going to pick the best of who we going to get in our business. They have conditioned you to be a recruiter. Just like what they do in the military. Okay, we're going to recruit the best of the best. That's the same concept in business. That's why the military goes into businesses. Okay? They already understand this concept. And then people think, well, this is a good thing. You're going to find out you robbing the Most High. The military is robbing the Most High. The businesses are robbing the Most High. The schools are robbing the Most High. Everybody's robbing his nation. You have it so backwards, you don't even know how brainwashed you are. That's what the days of Noah means. You actually are the people who are hated, just like he said, are the people you should be loving. You're loving Esau and you're hating Jacob. You don't even know. This is what you're not understanding. You're loving Esau and you're hating Jacob. And Jacob even hates his own. Okay? That's why he said the people who do my way, the world will hate you, and those who are my own will hate you. Okay? That's what he means. Okay? Okay, then he said, truly I say to you, whatever you didn't, now watch this. What truly I say to you, whatever you didn't do for the least of these, you do not do for me. Yeah, that's the emphasis of what's going on now. This is why he gave people time to fix it. And he's like, okay, I'm done. You're never going to do right by the least of me. I got to destroy this place. This is what's going on in Revelation 17 and Revelation 2 and 3. And they shall go away into everlasting rehabilitation, but the devoted into life everlasting. Correct. So you'll go into everlasting rehabilitation. Yep. Okay, when you look at the word rehabilitation, okay, the Greek word koulisis has primary meaning of correction. So you're going to be in eternal correction. Do you know what that looks like? You don't want to know. This is the concept. Okay? So what he's saying is eternal correction means you are separated from the Father. And you're always going to be dealing with prison. That's why it's called a correctional facility, rehabilitation. Okay? You stay in that forever. And in that process, oh boy, you remember what happened to people in prison. Aha. Okay? Yeah, you ain't going to like that. Okay? Because he remembers what was happening to my children. Oh my gosh, what are you doing to them? Okay? You don't even know. You make them do the worstest thing like Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? This is when you're going to wish to say, okay, you hear these stories about, oh, why didn't you take us to church? The right church, not the hypocrisy. No church in America, very few, I've never seen one or two of them, okay, that are actually trying to go by the actual timeline of the Bible and getting off of Rome's deception. Very few. Very few are actually doing their part to do this. Everybody is a Catholic. If you think the Most High's timeline is the Roman Gregorian calendar, you fool yourself. That's why when Toko was even saying, this is not even Sunday, nobody even knew that. You know, I remember this. They told me, like, my mom said, yeah, this is not even Sunday. They don't even know what day this is. because Rome moved it 10 days. Okay? The same thing is, what year is it? It's not 2024. But you want to believe it. The Most High said, okay, you're under a strong delusion. None of this is right. See, he said, if you don't ask, I don't tell. Then you just keep going. Then you continue to be in your folly. Okay? You don't ask, he don't tell. Okay? If you just assume, you're going to be, you know what? If you assume, you're going to be, SOL. Okay? I told people, don't assume just because a person says they are somebody that they are following the way of truth. They could very well be piggybacking. It's what we call piggybacking. They're piggybacking off of somebody else's stuff so that they will receive the glory or the credit. Okay? I honor everyone that has done the work of the Most High to bring out the truth. But then I also say a warning. If you did it for your own personal gain, good luck. Okay? If you did it for your own benefit and not the true benefit of the Father, you are a thief. And many people are assuming that they did it for the benefit of the Father when they did it for themselves. And I said, that's the secret society deception. They're doing it for their own benefit, not the Father. They all are. They're not doing it for the benefit of the Father. They're doing it for the benefit of themselves and putting the Father on it. Yeah, he don't go that route. That's what he meant by the hypocrites. Don't sit there and put my Father's name and drag his name through the mud if you're doing it for your own benefit. Okay, that's hypocrisy. You're not here you're here for yourself. You're here to be seen. See, this ministry, when you're looking at me, don't put me on anything where it's like, oh yeah, but no, this is not it. This is not me. It's not nothing. I'm nothing. I'm zero as far as the Father is concerned when it comes to his level. Okay, this is not about me. It's not about me. And if people who think that it is, you fool yourself. Because the point is, I never wanted to be doing this. And you ask anybody who ever knew me, when they even talked about ministry, I was like, what? I'm not trying to do nothing like that. Okay, I got my own plans. And it was like I was basically launched into it, what I know, but then I realized, but I can't teach the Methodist doctrine because it's flawed. I can't teach any of these other doctrines. They're flawed. I can prove it. Because the Father even says it. There's only one doctrine. How can you have different versions of Eastern Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, Episcopalian? How can you have all these different versions? Evangelical, Seventh-day Adventist. How can you have all these different doctrines when there's one doctrine? This is what the Messiah, this is what Lucifer did. You call yourself anything but what he was really called, his Father's name too. Then what are you? You're a hypocrite. You're a thief. You're robbing the temple. Okay? Everything follows under his star. The true star, not the imposter star, pretending to be his star. He stole it. He's a thief. Okay? So many symbols are right and other symbols are not. And so the harsh reality is when we get into book of I guess I wanted to also read it in the Kikongo, which is Matai 22, when he says, Yeno si lebela kwa babonsono mu diambu diankumbum ami kansi wonso tatemene nate ya umbanunu yandi volusu, which is let me go to Matthew 10. And I got to end this because I have to get going. And I'll come back and do a part 2 with it. Okay, he says right here, you will be detested by everyone on my account. See how they changed it for my name's sake? This is the delusion. What did he really say? The translation. You'll be tested by everyone on my account, but it is those who endure to the end that will be kept safe. See, they even changed it. Oh, those for my name's sake. No, anybody who was doing his way, you will be detested. You'll be hated. Anyone that wants to pursue his way will be hated. Because why? If you're not a hypocrite, the world's going to hate you. Because the whole world has been taught to be a hypocrite. If you're not a hypocrite, the world will ignore you and think that you're crazy, like they're doing it right. And see, that's what I'm trying to tell people. The chosen are being dragged through the mud. And you're going to find this out because you got it all wrong. You cannot give them two different doctrines and think that you're going to receive glory. Heck no. You cannot think that they're teaching them another Jesus that was not preached and think you're going to get an inheritance or reward. No way. Okay? That's why he said, those who teach my children to break the Father's law, you might as well get out of my face. And see, everyone has been taught to do this through the Judaism. You're all practicing Judaism, and Judaism is what created the knowledge of the schools. And you're going to see this, and that's why they're going to be laughing at people. But then the Father gets the last laugh because their entire system crashes. When he says in Revelation 3:9, he says the way that works is when you have no more access to the collateral that you lied about of the chosen people, everything collapses. You're done. You make no more money. You go broke. And that's what's going to happen. Okay. And they coded it. Hunger Games. And then you're going to be in forever correction. Yeah, you don't want that. Okay. But it's too late. Many people are going to have it because the chosen ones were not taught their bread, so they couldn't do their job. So now you're going to be in eternal correction. And you're going to be wondering, well, why didn't I listen to these people? Wow, because there are people right now, they're already in eternal correction. Yeah, and they guarantee they don't like it. You never stop working your butt off, and it's even worse. Okay? All right. Zola Kwengi Sambalolo. Let me end with a song real quick. I'm going to actually sing this other song. I got to get some other songs out, but, like I told people, do not just assume because you have an elder teaching that they're not going to get the eternal correction. Because if they're leading the least of the people to the slaughter, they are going to get jacked up. And I told people this, hey, you keep thinking these Mayamonas are doing their job. Where is your inheritance? Where is your... There was a lawsuit between the Russia and Google. And they said this is how much Google owes them. I said, and oh yeah, you owe the Most High way more than that. Because they're lying to you. They're making money off of the people who are sinning against the Most High, and they're lying about it. These hypocrites. And they're abusing the least of him, and they're lying about it. Because, see, I already know why I had to go to Africa has to do with certain things that they're trying to trick the world about right now. Oh, I said I was going to play what the lady said. I apologize. Listen to what, and then I'll get off. I hope it came through, and I'm going to show you.
Gave a wave with her hand. He proceeded. She took a couple of steps. He stopped and he waited for her to join. That was an optic to tell us that he then was going to bankrupt the U.S. corporation because it was the Vatican, the Crown, and the U.S. that was part since 1871. And we were giving you our tax dollars. We were paying back. Forget this Tea Party and without taxation, without representation. We owed you a lot of money because you helped us in the Civil War. And so that is what Trump has now, he told the Queen, I'm ending this. We're dissolving this corporation. We're going to go back to being a republic and we'll all be separate. The Pope wasn't happy. You should find the picture of him visiting the Pope. It took 600.
Okay, so the real deception about this, they're saying that he got the corporation ended between them and America, which is what Kennedy did. But here's the deception. The Pope got their wealth from Tata nZambi. They stole it from the Banabetu of Isolde. They stole it from King Congo, the kingdom of Congo de Ntotara. They stole it from Kuswa Congo, Fumoyisu. That's where the Vatican got rich from. So then all Trump did was take what the Vatican stole from the Most High, okay, that they still owe him. And that's why I said the Knights Templars didn't fix a doggone thing, because they are still the thief. Because the gold belongs to the Banabetu of Isolele. And when Putin went and paid the debt off in Africa, you do realize that he helped to begin this process to give the wealth back that was stolen, okay, from the Vatican to Tata nZambi. And what we keep doing as our own people, we keep giving it back to the Pope. It don't matter what Trump did. The Vatican stole this from the Most High. Okay, this is what they did. And so the Knights Templars are still stealing from the Most High. It don't matter what they did, okay? So now, like Tata nZambi said, I'm sending the righteous people, the righteous Malekis, to go get what these people stole from me. And they're lying about it. And I said, any Mason cannot now go and give and say that I received the inheritance back for the Most High that they stole. Okay? They cannot, because the gold is the 12 tribes. Okay? The silver is the 12 tribes. They're lying to you. Okay? The chosen people are the silver and the gold. It's right there in the Bible when he says, you are more precious to me than silver than gold. So then the wicked elites tricked you and said, oh, gold is backed by this, or your money's backed by that. Oh, no, it's backed by the chosen people, because they lied who they are to everyone. They lied about it. They said, we are, they think one thing is, it's like, no, man, you're going to find out you got it so wrong. Christians, Muslims, Judaism, everybody knows that they've been played very soon, because it's even more than what the Hebrew Israelites are saying. They're even part of the theft. Yes, they are. The Hebrew Israelites are part of the theft. Okay? Even Bantu people in Africa are part of the theft. You got to be careful. There's people who claim to be Bantu, and they're also part of the theft, because you are the money, and they know it. It ain't got nothing to do with the gold and the silver that they stole. It's the people. We are the one that are trodden down to the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. We are the one. We are the temple. Jerusalem is a people, not a place. And there was nobody named no Israel. Israel is Esau. If you don't want to, you're going to find this out when you see the Most High. I call him Isolele. And he said, now that's not even his name anymore. We have now unified the tribes. It is one tribe. So any Mayamona that's not giving the inheritance back to the kingdom of Congo is a thief, is a liar. All the Masons are not giving it back to the people they stole from. So like the Most High said, it says, I shall make them, because they're practicing Judaism in secret societies, who are Jews but are not. The Masons are Judaism. So they are not his. So they cannot teach you nothing. Okay? They are Judaism. So how are they going to be teaching you the Most High? So now the Most High said, I'm coming with the cleaner, boy. And that's Micaiah, the real one coming for the thing, boy, with all of the Malekis. Yeah, they ain't got nothing that can stop this. No matter how much technology they have gotten, it's going to be demolished. Because Lucifer only had a third of the knowledge anyway, And whatever they stole from us, the Most High already know how to counter it. He knows all the answers that they looking at. I know how to counter everything you throw at me. You can throw everything at me, even the kitchen sink, and you're going to still be destroyed. Because I already did it. Okay? Let me get on my teaching real quick. Let me get my song done. Yeah, so like I told people, you keep listening to these people that's stealing from the Most High. You be my guest. Because when it comes out, you're going to be so wrong. Because the Most High has his own bank. He can give you whatever you need to do what you got to do. He don't need to borrow from nobody. Hey, for doggone sure, because he got plenty of gold. Okay, even in his kingdom, he got plenty of gold and silver. What he need to borrow from anybody for? He got the hookup. You know, people don't understand this. Tona fumu adi Zulu. Tonda moya mi. Vokangeye koranani. Lenden yim bidi la se. Tonda Yesu. Tonda nZambi moya mi. Vokangeye koranani. Lenden yim bidi la se. To just add to my last point. All your loans and debts are with the secret societies. And they're all illegal right now because they're in the wrong temple. Every last one of them are illegal because they're practicing the Levitical laws through Massa. And they're not even accepted. So now the real temple will rule and he will say, Massa will judge you forever. And you're going to go to eternal correction for those who harm the least of my little ones. You don't know who the least of them were because they lied to you. Okay? Jambyo jojo no handi. Monakulu su diandi. Jambyo joja lufo landi. Mukam kuma kemoyami tonda Yesu. Tonda nZambi moya mi. Vokangeye konanani. Lenden ye bidi la se. And one last point. I'm going to say this for people who have a hearing problem. I don't know what their deal is. Nobody stops the Most High. You cannot hinder anything that he's going to do. No one's going to cause any hindrance to what the Most High is doing because he already did it. So you can't stop anything. And you cannot say someone is stopping it because the Most High already did it. And that's how you're being deceived by these false gods. No one stopped the Most High. No one stopped him because he already did it. And if you keep thinking that, you're going to find yourself getting angry for the wrong reasons. You're going to get caught in your own traps. I'm telling people that. No one stops Tata nZambi. Not one person, not one false god. Nobody stops the Most High. If you're going to let Lucifer keep making you think that, you fool yourself. Bottom line. Dutilangwa mase meto. Jundulanga mwanandi. Nwani sanga benizeto. Nani pili zambieto. Tonda Yesu. Tonda nZambi moya mi. Vokangeye konanani. Lenden ye bidi la se. Bikambasi za di Zulu. Bikampeve za kese. Bikabanti bandi vansi. Sani sin into mami. Tonda Yesu. Tonda nZambi moya mi. Vokangeye kolanani. Lenden him bidi la se. Tonda Yesu. Tonda nZambi moya mi. Vokangeye kolanani. Lenden yim bidi la se. So again, many of our jobs down here that we were sent for is to decide is to show who the thieves are and who are not, and to expose those that are here to steal from the Most High's temple and those who are actually here to build it. That is the whole purpose of a true watchman and a person who was sent to help guard the sheep, okay, is to get you away from those who are telling you that the Most High can be stopped. That's a damn lie, okay? And the second thing is they're not getting you away from the deceivers who are telling you they're giving you their inheritance when they're not, okay? Because if they were giving you their inheritance, okay, then at this point in time, nobody would be broke. Everybody would be prospering. You're dealing with thieves, and they're going to get caught now, okay? And everyone who thinks that, like I said, Maimona came to give everybody back the inheritance that was stolen by Rome. And he said, there ain't no thief going to, if a person is a thief, they're not going to give you back no inheritance. Not at all. They're going to keep stealing it from you. And now it's time to put an end to the nonsense. Okay? No one should be suffering in the kingdom of Akongo and Totala at all if they're not a thief. Period. The whole world is being deceived by a den of thieves and a brood of vipers that telling you they're getting your inheritance and they're stealing it. And now he says, now they will no longer be able to do so because they have no access to the wheat. Goodbye. You lose. Good day, sir. Read the contract carefully. You only had the wheat for a time. Now the time to access the wheat is up. So everybody goes broke. You didn't help the least of him, you're going to eternal correction. I'm telling you this is the truth. Zola Quingi Sambalolo.